Chapter 12. Meanwhile, as many groups of people gathered together, making crowds, so that they were stepping all over one another, Yeshua began to teach his disciples first, "Be cautious of the leaven of the spiritual leaders, which is hypocrisy. There is nothing unknown which will not be revealed, and hidden which will not be made known. What you have spoken in the night will be heard in the daylight, and what you have whispered in the private rooms will be proclaimed from the housetops. I say to you, my friends, do not fear the ones who kill the body, but after that can do nothing more to you. I will show you the one whom you should fear. Fear him who possesses the authority to cast you into hell after he has killed you. Yes, I tell you, this is the one whom you must fear. Do not sparrows sell 5 for 2 cents? Yet not one of them is forgotten in the presence of God. Even the hairs of your head have been counted by God. Indeed, you are of inestimable value, exceeding beyond all the sparrows. I tell you that everyone who owns me before others, the Son of Man will claim before the angels of God. But whoever disowns me before others, I will deny before the angels of God. Everyone who speaks a word against another person will be forgiven, but everyone who blasphemes the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven. When they bring you into the meeting places, before rulers and those in authority, do not be stressed out over how to defend yourself or what you should say, because the Holy Spirit will teach you in that very moment how you must respond. One of the people in the crowds said to him, Rabbi, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me. But he said to him, Dear man, who appointed me to be a judge or arbiter for you? He said to them, Take caution and guard against all greed, because an individual's life is not found in the abundance of possessions. He told them a parable, saying, It should be compared to the wealthy man whose land brought forth an abundant harvest. He began to reason with himself, saying, What shall I do? I do not have room to store my crops. He said, This is what I shall do. I will tear down my barns and build larger ones. Then I will store the abundance of all my grain and my goods. Then I will say to my soul, Soul, you have an abundance of goods laid for yourself for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and enjoy yourself. But God said to him, You fool, this very night your soul will be taken from you. What then will happen to the goods you have stored up? This is what happened to the one who stores up treasures for himself, but is not rich in God. He said unto his disciples, For this reason I tell you, stop worrying about your life concerning what you will eat, or about your body, what clothes you will put on. After all, life is more than food, and the body more than clothing. Contemplate the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap. They do not possess a storeroom or a barn, but God feeds them. How much more value are you than birds? Who among you is able to add a cubit measure of height to his stature by worrying? Since you are not able to change even this little thing by worrying, why do you keep on worrying about all the rest? Contemplate the wildflowers, how they grow. They do not work, nor do they spin. However, I tell you, not even Shlomo in all his splendor dressed himself as well as one of these. But if this is how God clothes the grass in the field, which is here today, and tomorrow is thrown into the furnace, how much more will he clothe you, O you of little faith? Do not seek what you will eat or what you will drink. Quit being held in suspense with anxiety. These things that the nations of the world eagerly seek after, but your Father knows what you need. Instead, seek first his kingdom, and all these things will be given to you. Do not fear, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give unto you the kingdom. Sell your possessions and give charity. Make for yourself wallets that do not wear out, with an inexhaustible treasure in heaven, which a thief cannot steal and a moth does not destroy. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be as well. Let your belts be fastened, ready for action, and your lamps be burning. Be like people who are waiting for their master to come home from the marriage feast, so that when he comes and knocks, they will be ready to open for him immediately. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord comes. He will find them anticipating his return. Truly I say unto you, he will fasten his belt and have them recline at the table. He will serve them. Whether he returns in the second watch or should come in the third watch, but should still find them on the alert, blessed are those servants. Know this, that if the householder had known at what time the thief would break in, he will not leave his house unguarded. You yourself must be on alert, therefore, so that the Son of Man will not come at a time when you are not expecting him. Kepha said, Lord, are you telling this parable for us or for everybody? At that the Lord said, Who then is the faithful and wise steward to whom his master will give authority over his household, to give them their ration of foods at the proper time? Blessed is that servant whom the Lord will find doing this when he comes. Truly I tell you, he will give him authority over all his possessions. But if the servant say in his heart, My master is delayed in coming, and begins to beat the male and female servants, to eat and to drink and to get drunk, the master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and in an hour he does not know, but will cut him in pieces and assign him a place with the unbelievers. That servant, moreover, who knew the will of his master but did not prepare and do his will, shall be beaten with many lashes. Furthermore, the one who did not know his master's will but did what deserves a beating shall receive only a few lashes. The one who has been given much, from this one much will be required in return. To the one who has been entrusted with plenty, from this person all the more will be expected. I have come to hurl fire upon the earth, yet how I do not wish to see it already start to burn. But I have an immersion of judgment to administer, and how distressed I am until it is finished. Do you suppose that I come to give shalom to everyone upon the earth? I tell you no, but rather division. From now on, 5 members in one household will be divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. They will be divided, father against son, son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. He said to the multitudes, When you see a cloud rise in the west, you are quick to say, Rain is coming, and come it does. When the south wind blows, you say, It will be scorching hot. And so it is. You pretenders, you know how to read the face of the earth and the sky, but why do you not know how to discern the present time? Why not judge for yourself what is just, while you are going with your adversary to appear before the magistrate? They'll make every effort to settle with him on the way before he has the chance to take you before the judge, who will hand you over to the officer, and the officer will throw you into prison. I tell you, you will not get out of there until you have paid the last penny.